So here I have a bottom adjustable truss rod, and I've made a little hack for myself to make this easier. And it's going to be up to you whether you want to do this to your guitar, because it does kind of detract a little bit from the cosmetics. But with this neck, since it's a newer neck and it's maple, I've had to adjust it several times. And with bottom adjustable truss rods, there's two ways that you can adjust it. And I'm not a big fan of the first way. And the first way is you actually unbolt the neck, take the neck off, take the strings off, and then you literally adjust it from the bottom. And to do that, you would typically get something like a straight edge like this, and then run it along the neck, and then make adjustments until you find that it's dead straight and that it's so straight that you couldn't even slip a piece of paper underneath the frets. Now this is pretty straight as is, but there is a slight forward bow to it, and all of my guitars right now have a forward bow to it because it's the middle of summer. It's really hot here in Pittsburgh and it's pretty humid right now. So I have the cape on the 2nd fret here, and just to slide underneath the 8th fret. You guys could probably hear that. It's pretty much touching the fret. I could barely slide this piece of paper underneath there. And again, this isn't normal paper, it's cardstock. So it's about the thickness of the business card. So this does have a little bit of a forward bow. The headstock is tilted forward a little bit. You can't really see that from the camera, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a small adjustment to it. And again, with the forward bow, we're going to make a counterclockwise adjustment to take away some of the relief. And just as a reminder, in case you missed it from the other videos, you're always going to want to test and make sure that counterclockwise on your guitar is actually going to be either taking away relief or adding relief, because not all manufacturers have them the same way. And I've had several guitars that go in different directions there, where, you know, if I go counterclockwise as the standard setup to take away some of that relief, it ends up giving me more of a forward bow. And again, sometimes even if you turn it the right way, you're going to have that effect, because maple necks are a little bit more difficult to work with, and they typically need a little bit more adjustments, and they don't stay in the perfect position as long, just because maple is a little bit softer of a wood. It's a little bit less dense compared to mahogany or like an ebony, which is a really super hard wood. And the way that they hold moisture is different too, so it's just going to take a little bit more work and a little bit more feel to adjust it to get it to be the exact way that you want it. So the hack that I did with this to make it so that I don't need to remove the neck to make this adjustment is I took a Dremel and I cut a little notch out of the pickguard here. So the pickguard used to be one piece that was flush that went all the way out. And you know, if you're playing a show, especially if you're on stage with lights, you know, no one can really even see that. And when you're holding the guitar and you're holding it this way, the pickup really, for the most part, covers it. But that way I don't have to take the neck off to make the adjustment. And what you do is you just loosen the pickup and you lower it so that it's almost all the way down. And now that that's down all the way, I can just get my flathead screwdriver in there and make that little adjustment that I need to make. And then I can also do it under tension while the strings are there, so that it's going to be more exactly how I want it to be when I play it. So I'm just going to make this small adjustment counterclockwise, and that should just about do it. I'm going to let this sit a minute and then I'll come back to it. And then I'll try and get a good camera angle so I can show you guys how I actually check it by eye. Yeah, now I've let the guitar sit for a little bit and I've come back to it and it's exactly where I want it to be. But what I wanted to show you guys with this was how I'll typically look at this guitar is I actually hold it just like so and I'll look down the neck. And I left the cape on there because I think it'll be easier to see with the camera. And what I'll do is I'll still hold down the 16th fret here, and you can see from the camera there, the neck is almost dead straight. Because of the nature of the angle that I'm holding this, it looks like there's still a slight back bow. Typically, you actually want a tiny bit of relief to be there. And then I'll actually also flip it over and look down the other side, just like this. And you can see here that the neck is just about dead straight as it is there. So now I'm just going to raise the pickup back up because I'm done with my adjustment, and then I'll just double check that height with a mechanics roller, and this guitar will be good to play again.